Okay, I've zoomed in on the motor leg and the housing, and you should be able to see two white lines running across the motor housing. This is at 90 degrees to the leg, and when you line up your phone or angle measuring device, you need to be able to be at precisely 90 degrees. Luckily, the housing is set out in such a way that these actually do run at 90 degrees. So, pen marker, paint marker, and then extend them up on the sides here so you can see it when the leg is extended. Here we have the iPhone standard compass. As you can see, it will display in degrees, plus or minus. If you were to touch the screen, it zeros, and then touch it again, it goes back to active. Now, what you see is a template that I've made to circumnavigate having to buy the aluminium alignment device that DJI supply, or sell should I say. It's very, very simple. This is a piece of plexiglass, but you can use very thick cardboard, and you do a circular cutout, 50 mil across, and approximately 2 mil thick. If it was slightly thicker, you could just about get away with it. If it's too thin, it moves around, and I'll show you where you place it in a minute, and you'll see why it has to be roughly 2 mil thick. So you could use a couple of pieces of card glued together, and it basically is just for making a base to put the measuring device on. Okay, so it's relatively straightforward. The yellow line is just a perpendicular line that you can put on there, so that runs at 90 degrees again across the arm. As you can see, the card or plastic slips in between the motor and the motor housing, and you'll find that it just kind of locks in one place, and then at that point, that's the place where you now need to measure. Now if you go more than 2 millimeters thick, you're going to have a trouble getting it into the gap. Less than, and it will wobble, so try and get it as close as you can, just so it's nice and sturdy. Okay, now there's a couple of interesting facts here, but we don't have to balance or level out the craft, mainly because we're going to do just a small piece of maths, just a piece of subtraction or addition, and what we're going to do, we're just going to put the phone on the top, and then we're going to extend and put the phone at the bottom of the leg facing the same direction as the leg, and you'll get two readings, and you just deduct one from the other, and then that will give you the angle. Okay, I'm using the Apple standardized navigation app, which is the compass. Now in the compass, if you slide to the right, you're going to get this level, and all you have to do is make sure your piece of card is in there nice and straight, and then you have to make sure you're perpendicular to the arm, and you'll just get a number. Okay, it doesn't matter what number you get, but you'll just get a number. So once you have the number here, you then have to place this at the back opposite the, or on the same leg you're working with, but at the angle that is equal to the arm. So basically whatever you did up here, okay, you take back to here, you deduct whatever it says on here, so this is -2, and then from -2 plus 6 gives you 4. So basically this angle here is going to be 4, although now it says 5. Again, making sure you're perpendicular to the arm is important. So this is hovering between 4, yeah, this is about 4. And you can see if you do deviate, the numbers deviate. And this is not in focus, how about? Right, so whatever number you get here, you take it back, measure at the same angle that you were measuring at the front. It says -2, so I had, what did I have, plus. So we're saying we have 5 here. Yeah, so it's 5. Come back here. Same angle. -2 is 3. So this is spot on. And you just carry on doing this backwards and forwards. Now, as you can see, if you're out of alignment, the number will increase one way or decrease the other way. So getting it quite parallel is important, which is why you can do it slightly differently. If you don't use that, the markers you put on the bottom, again, you line up at the bottom, take the measurement and then minus it at the top. However, this does seem to be quite a quick method, easy to make. So we've now inserted the plastic in there, there's no movement. Use the standard compass level. And that shows 4. You take it back, we're on the same angle. That shows 1. So effectively you take the 1 from the 4, which gives you the 3. Okay, so to sum it up, the major area for getting this correct is just getting this and this lined up correctly. So when it's 90 degrees to each other, then you'll have the most accurate reading. And the phone doesn't really matter how it's calibrated, because you're doing a delta reduction in the angle.